Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go! Okay, so you got a new fresh set of cleats so you can chase either Trey Ford or Cody Fajardo around. Both guys can run.
Got him yesterday. Right, ready to go.
There you go. Well,
nice 13.
Yeah, talk about the challenge. Let's go with Trey Ford. Talk about the challenge of trying to contain a quarterback like that. Because it's a lot. Sometimes it's not as structured as other guys. It's a little bit of playground action.
For sure. The blessing with playing Trey Ford is that I've played him my whole university career. So it's not like it's anything like, new in a sense of playing an athlete like that because, yeah, he is very much like you said. He's like that. That speed is nothing to joke with, and he can definitely ruin a game if you let him go. So it's definitely a challenge to, stay on your routes and chase and keep leverage and things like that for sure. But again, this is pro football. These things that have to be done in order to win games, and that's going to have to be one of those things. And I mean, regardless of whatever the record is, like that dude could play football at a high level. So it's a challenge every time you play him.
And he has the Riders' number. Like when he plays the Riders, he generally puts up a pretty good game. You guys obviously know that.
Yeah. I mean, in retrospect, last time we played him, yeah, he had a good game, but they also rushed for 255 something yards. So I'm going to put it more towards that than anything. But that is true. When he does come here, for the most part, in past previous years, he has won the game. So again, it's just a testament to who he is, and I guess also who we need to be.
Yeah, I'm a storylines guy, AJ, and I like that Cody comes back. Cody has never played in Saskatchewan on the field since he left Saskatchewan, so that could be an interesting twist too, and a chance for you to hit a former teammate, right?
100%. I mean, they're always fun with them. Again, that's actually crazy though. I did not know that because again, like I was teammates with Cody, right? So that's that is insane. I did not know he hasn't played here since. Yeah, I guess because played Davis Alexander because the hamstring.
Well, he was on the sidelines hurt, but he's never actually played in a game. He may start this game. Yeah. So he's never actually done that.
Okay, again, look forward to the opportunity, man. Whoever it is. I know obviously Mark Killam's keeping his cards close as any smart person would do. But be prepared. Be prepared for sure. Opportunity just to show greatness.
How much of a challenge is that not knowing who the quarterback's going to be?
It can definitely be challenging because like it's a short week already. So you got to put in extra time to prepare for both, right? And obviously, again, those are two completely different people. And an offensive coordinator is going to call the game two completely different ways. So it's definitely challenging and obviously even more challenging on a short week to prepare for all the things you need to prepare for. But again, we have expectations. This is pro football. You're paid to play winning football, and these are the things that you are required to do, right? So,
hey, if you don't intercept it, are you required to do 10 push-ups like you did on the field there in BC?
Yes and no. It's just my friends holding me accountable, man. I want to be great, and I need to catch that ball in order to be great, and otherwise I'm just good, and no one wants to. I don't want to be good, So, Nelly's my roommate. So that's another thing too. Now he's my roommate. So, it's tough. You hate to see that happen, but, 10 push-ups does not even get back the pick six I just dropped. So, it's a an accountability thing that on live television, you're thinking about and stuff like that, I guess.
Hey, but we were talking in the off season, me and you, about Eau Claire leaving and a chance for you to emerge as a linebacker, and it's coming that way. Maybe we manifested it that way. Things have to happen for you to get there. But how's the confidence? It must be at an all-time high. Like I know you dropped that one in your heart and yourself, but I've picked you as the guy who somebody asked me who I like on the Riders or in the league that doesn't get a lot of fanfare, but probably should. And I picked you. Like you're really coming on. How you feeling with your play so far, despite that despite that drop, which whatever.
Despite that drop, again, I am my own hardest critic, and I'm still yet to play my best football. So, I mean, this is my first season starting. So, my girlfriend is always trying to tell me, give yourself some grace. But I'm improving. That is one thing I can promise you I'm doing. I'm working on something every week to get better and better, whether that be my eyes, my feet, my hand, whatever the case may be. So that's what I'm really focused on, and I am proud of myself because I am improving. Whatever I say I'm working on or trying to work on, I'm putting a valiant effort to make sure I'm getting that right and getting it corrected. Because obviously I'm still making mistakes, but I'm proud of myself for taking the role and just trying to get better every day.
Well, but I feel from the outside, I'm not around the team anymore, but I feel like your preparation has gone to a next level. For instance, you were in the right spot to almost pick that one off. Your drop was great and athleticism to pick the one off from Vernon Adams Jr. And in that BC game, I believe it was you that dropped, got your hand on the ball and deflected into Marcus Sales. So you didn't get an interception, but you caused an interception. To me, that's because of preparation. Am I right when I say that?
For sure. I mean, the blessing about, I guess, my situation is that it seems like every game I've started, I've been able to make an impact play, whether that be cause an interception, a fumble, sack, or intercept the ball myself. And yeah, that does come with preparation. That does come with watching film and seeing something like that play that I dropped, unfortunately. I actually told everyone about it. I knew what was coming and I still dropped the damn ball. And again, they came back to it later on. So I kind of knew what was going on. The second time though, he ran the route a little bit deeper, which is what turned it from an interception to a tip. Yeah. And yeah, just being prepared, kind of knowing what's going on, knowing what to look for, knowing where my eyes should be. Same with I think the Calgary one is definitely one of my best plays in my pro career. Cause the interception versus BC was great, but it was also mostly like running to the football compared to like that interception versus Calgary was like, here's my read, turn around, see the route, here's my read, look back, ball's there, make an athletic catch. So I really value those type of plays where it's like, it can show the improvement, the growth, okay, look at him looking here, look at him looking there, looking, you know what I'm saying? Things like that, or like the preparation. So, yeah, for sure. It feels great. And it's again, keep trying to do it, keep trying to prepare, keep trying to put myself in positions to make some plays.
Lastly, I know of a defensive back in Winnipeg that pays attention to you, okay? And just your story, like your linebacker, he's a DB, but you went on special teams and earned your stripes as a Canadian, and now you're getting to play some defensive, defense as a linebacker. Yep. And so he looks to you kind of as inspiration. Just talk about that, cutting your teeth as a special teams guy, and then earning your stripes and a little more responsibility now, getting to be a starting defensive player.
I mean, it's so important. It is so important because special teams in this league is key. It is imperative. It is also a good idea or a good concept to just understand football. Just understand what things are going on, understand, prepare. You know what I'm saying? Like you get to prepare, you get to plan against, who am I going against? What's he do? What's the special teams coordinator like? Things like that, right? Where it's a smaller rep count, right? You're not playing 60, 70 plays, right? Yeah. You're probably playing like a really high games on a 40-day, right? You're being able to make impact plays on special teams is so huge, whether that be blocking or whether that be making tackles. It is so imperative to be, you just never want to lose. It doesn't matter who you're going up against, right? I could be facing a defensive tackle on kickoff return, or I could be facing someone that runs a 4-4 on kickoff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate losing. I don't care who it is. That's where it starts. And then, again, I was able to take that preparation and then put it towards defense. And now I'm able to build off of it. I know what it looks like. I know what you know what I'm saying? I know what the progression looks like. I know what it's supposed to be. So it is so important because it's kind of like, you're getting on the field without all that extra pressure of my mistake here could be pivotal, right? It's just huge. You never want to be the one to make a mistake. You're learning to run to the football. You're learning to take shots at the football. You're learning lanes, all that good stuff, man. Leverage. It's so important. It's so
Man,
important for
well,
sure.
it's great to talk to you, man. You're a pleasure to watch. I'm glad you're getting all the success, and yeah, maybe make an interception this week and hold on to it.
You're damn right. You're damn right. You're damn right.
Hey, anyway, best of luck against Edmonton, bud.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a great one, and good luck to that person in Winnipeg.
Thanks. Okay, so my two favorite football players of all time, I would say Weston Dressler's one. And I don't know if you can see it, but over my shoulder, I'm hanging a Phillip Rivers jersey. He just announced he's retiring as a Charger. He's my other favorite football player from the NFL. Do you have a favorite player from either league or one just in general that you liked?
Football-wise, I'm a Steelers fan. I grew up a Steelers fan. Terry Bradshaw was probably my first favorite player. And in the CFL, I kind of grew up my younger years in Toronto, and I was a huge Condredge Holloway fan. Loved him, and actually got a chance to meet him a couple of years ago. The Elks were in Toronto for one of their anniversary games at the end of 23, and Condredge Holloway was there, and I got a chance to meet him, get a picture taken with him, which was a big thrill. Strangely enough, my other favorite player was Jim Corrigal, who was, I believe, a D lineman. Lineman. So yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why he remains in my memory, but I always liked Jim Corrigal for some reason. But yeah,
Cool,
for sure, Condredge Holloway, my favorite.
Yeah, I love those jump passes at the line of scrimmage when he would roll out and he'd jump, leap, and throw the ball. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I love that. I love those old unis too. All right, so well, what do you make of this quarterback situation here with the Edmonton Elks?
It's been an interesting week, that's for sure. Cody Fajardo and Trey Ford have been basically splitting reps throughout the week, and they both got reps again today as they had their last full practice before the game on Friday. And Mark Killam's not announcing his quarterback starter until sometime tomorrow when the depth chart comes out, and that's it. He just chose to take that route this week, and fine with me, and we'll see how it plays out. It has been an issue. I mean, like after, it's funny. Trey Ford 2 games ago had a perfect QBR, played pretty well. They got the win, and then he was 4 for 12 for 40 some yards or 30 some yards in that game against BC before the bye week, and I think it kind of it's totally opposite of what he'd done the week before. So it was a down game for him. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But he had gotten better, I thought, week after week after week to start the season. So going away from him is an interesting choice, and it's a safe choice if you go with Cody Fajardo as well, because I mean he knows a thing or two, right? He's been on the bus before. He knows what's going on. He's Grey Cup champion, MVP in the Grey Cup game. So you can't go wrong with inserting the most accurate passer in CFL history, right?
I'm trying to jog my memory. Since he left the Riders, I don't know that he's played here at Mosaic Stadium. I
believe he has not. He was telling me yesterday when I was talking to him that he was the backup when they came because he was still injured and wasn't quite back. And so he was away for 2 years. I don't know what happened the other year, if he was injured or they didn't go to Saskatchewan. Maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, this will be his first time back to Mosaic as a starter. So can you paint those goalposts for us? Nice and yellow, so he sees them.
Yeah, no kidding. That's one he'll never live down. And it's funny how history is such a fine line, right? Like if he played with an oblique injury, which is unbelievable. Like I've said this about Cody. I've said things about Cody negatively, but the one thing I've always said about Cody is there's nobody on a football field tougher than Cody Fajardo. And in that 2019, man, like to get out of bed and do what he did and almost get him to the Grey Cup, and who knows if they would have won it, but the Winnipeg Dynasty or whatever the run they've had could have gone the other way if not for a crossbar. But that's one that it's a fine line between being a hero and then a few years later being out of Saskatchewan.
I love Cody Fajardo's story. I mean, he was a guy who got kind of passed around a little bit early in his career. He was a short yardage guy, and then Saskatchewan gave him a chance. And he's obviously, we were talking about that this week too. He's very grateful for the opportunity he got in Saskatchewan and points out his son was born there, and he's got great roots there and really enjoyed himself there. The parting was kind of funny, but then kind of poetic for those who ran him out of town, because him and Jason Moss teamed up to win the Grey Cup the very next year. So I love the story that he's kind of woven throughout his CFL career, and stand-up guy too. Really, every time I've talked to him, I've come away from it going, yeah, I like Cody Fajardo.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I caution away from moving too quickly away from Trey Ford, in particular playing the Riders, because he plays like the second coming of Warren Moon against the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Yeah, the Elks have had some success, especially in that stadium, right? They've won 3 of their last 4 games there. They won the first time they ever played there. They've had some success there. I remember last year going into the game, everyone's talking about the Riders' great run defense and how the Elks are in trouble because the Riders are stopping everybody in the run, and all the Elks did was put up 200 rush yards in that game, and ended up winning it. Some of the guys who were involved in that aren't around anymore. Tevin Jones had a great night that night, and he's of course in Calgary now. But yeah, it was they've played well there, so we'll see. But I mean, you can't really go on past performances. You have to go with what's going on with your team right now. Mark Killam wasn't around for 3 of those 3 wins in 4 games at Mosaic, and he knows what's best for his football team. So whatever he decides is the way he feels is the best for his team to get a win.
Well, the quarterback doesn't play defense. They spent a lot of money on defense, and defense has not been great. So we could say whatever we want about Trey Ford, Cody Fajardo, who's taking snaps, who's running the ball. Who the hell's going to play some defense on that team now? Let's go.
Yeah, and now they're getting banged up, too, a little bit, right? They've lost a couple of DBs. They've lost Robbie Smith on the defensive line. The defense, that's been a mystery to me because, as you said, they brought in some high-priced guys, some high-caliber players to play, regardless of what you're paying them. They're good players, and it just hasn't panned out. They just haven't been able to mesh together very well right now. And now Royce Metier is out, Devondrick Bynum is out, Robbie Smith is out, so they're making some changes. Their defensive backfield has kind of been in flux all season long. They've been moving guys around there. I was talking to Aaron Grimes today, the DB's coach, and he said the one thing they are learning is they got great flexibility there. The guys can play in different situations, but they got to cut down the yards against. I mean, they're giving up the most yards per game. They're giving up the most yards through the air per game. They've got to figure that out, especially against the hottest quarterback in the CFL right now, pretty much. And Trevor Harris, he's got like 7 or 8 straight games of 70 plus completions, 395 yards last week, and the win over BC. He's having a great season. It's funny, the Riders seem to survive because going in, everybody said, well, they'll be okay as long as Trevor Harris stays healthy, and he hasn't. He's missed a couple of games, but they've still been able to win, and they're 5-1, and full credit to it. And the Elks are gearing up for a tough opponent and a tough place to play.
Well, if you can't push the interior of that pocket and get him off his spot, you're dead. Like, he's surgical. Like, he is. You talk about Cody being accurate, right there. Trevor Harris.
And you say that, but you only have like 1.8 seconds to do that too, right? Yeah, because he gets rid of the ball so fast. Like that's what his calling card is, right? He's fast and he's accurate when he gets rid of the ball. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult challenge for the Elks, who have only got 3 quarterback sacks this year. They've only got 1 interception. The defense hasn't turned the ball over a lot, hasn't made a lot of big plays. They've got some stops on 3rd and short a couple of times, but they really haven't had that game where they put their stamp on it. They've given up over 400 yards all 5 games they've played, 500 yards in the game 2 weeks ago against the BC Lions. So to me, the defense has been the biggest mystery. I expected the offense to kind of be slow coming around, but I thought the defense would win them some games early on, but nobody's helping anybody right now on the Elks.
So before I let you go here, like whenever I'm unmotivated, I think of 39-year-old Trevor Harris getting a shot right in the grill to make a pass, or I was in Winnipeg to watch the Bombers stamps, and Zach Claros takes one right in the ribs, his head bounces off the canvas, or Jake Ceresna's knee pops out and they pop it back in. So the next time Twice. So the next time I'm groaning to put some socks on, let's just think about the toughness of these guys. Like Jake Ceresna, 2 times, not 1 but 2 times.
Yeah, he was in the last game he played. They took him off the field in a cart. And he's going to play on Friday night in Regina. I talked to him today about it. He says he's not concerned about it at all. He's pretty surprised he's where he's at as well. But he kind of knew shortly after the game that it wasn't as serious as it looked. They're gonna wrap it up. They're going to put a brace on it. He thinks that he can strengthen it during the season, and he won't have to have any surgery on it right now. But he's going to be ready to go. So and he was having a great game too. He had an interception and a sack in the game against BC, and and a tackle for a loss. So he's starting to play. He's played the last 3 games. He's played pretty well. So maybe he's getting hot. That's going to help that D-line.
In Regina, when he was a member of the Argos, he was at my local gym here, Brick House, and we worked out beside each other. At least I stood beside him and talked for a couple of minutes, and I'm like, okay, I'm a little intimidated.
He's a monster. He is so big and so strong. He does. After day 1 of practice every week, I sit in the press box, and I usually tape in my podcast that day. Yeah. And he runs up and down the stairs at Commonwealth Stadium in front of me, and he just doesn't stop. He does it like 5 or 6 times, and I walk up them and count them. It's 96 steps, and he's just up and down, back and forth, just like nothing.
Okay, lastly, I see the crowds have incrementally gotten better. Like, was it 15, 16, 17,000, which is not to the 1980s or 90s levels, but at least they're going up. But the record is still a little dismal, okay? But is it a different vibe around that team, new coach and everything? Like, what's it feel like, though, even though from the outside it looks kind of dismal still?
There's a different vibe inside the team because so many of these guys haven't been here for the miserable run that they've had at the start of seasons, especially the last 3 years. Coaching staff is new, GM's new, president's new, most of the players are new. So that's different. But for the fans, the vibe was really good and people were excited, and then they're 0-3. And everyone goes, it's the same old thing. Even though it's not the same old thing, people were saying it's the same old thing. And that's kind of been a bit of an issue around here. But, I mean, if you build it, they will come, right? So let's get some wins. I think that's the most important thing for the Elks. They can do all the marketing they want, but they got to market themselves on the field with some W's. And I think that's when the fans will come back. I'm still not going to say, there's an attendance problem all over the league, I think, to a certain extent. But I'm not going to really say there's a bad attendance problem in Edmonton until we're getting these kind of numbers and the team's winning. I think everybody's just tired of losing. They're tired of the home game losing streak. The name change is still, for whatever reason, affecting some people, which I'm kind of surprised at still after 5 years. But I think once they start to win, things are going to look different at Commonwealth Stadium.
Okay, so just give me a synopsis. What do they got to do to beat the Riders here on Friday and get that elusive second win and get going here?
Yeah, pressure the quarterback. They got second down is going to be the key both ways. They have the league's worst second down conversion rate offensively, and they get into second and long situations defensively, and they can't get the other team off the field. They let them off the hook too often. So I think second downs are going to be the key to the football game for the Elks, both offensively and defensively.
Morley, always love talking to you, listening to your call. Have a good call in Regina on Friday, okay?
Look forward to it, Ballsy. Thanks very much. Good to see you.